Fine, you don't say. I say the Bengals are going to the freaking Super Bowl.
I was too.
Who they?
Who they? Who they, man?
Yeah.
Okay. Thomas, I'm going to say it one more time. The fucking Cincinnati Bengals are going to the Super Bowl.
I don't think you're going to say it one more time. I just don't think you're going to say it one more time. You probably won't say it. I mean, you got to at least say it a couple more times in this podcast to even describe the game. You're going to go like, and then Everett McPherson made the kick, and then just send the Bengals to the freaking Super Bowl. And that's going to be another time you're going to say it. And then you're going to go like, well, this didn't happen. The Bengals wouldn't be on their way to the Super Bowl, but they are on their way to the Super Bowl because of this guy right here, who I want to say is Joe Burrow, obviously. And you're going to be like, yeah, he's on the Super Bowl, and it's just his second year. So you're going to say it. You're going to say it before. You're going to say it again as you describe the game. So you're not going to say it one more time. You're going to say it multiple times. And you're going to say it next week.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't trying to imply that I am only ever once going to say it one more time ever. I was just saying I really want to say it again, so I'm going to say it again.
Well, I'll just say it again. Just get off your chest. Just get off your chest.
Say it with your chest. That's what I'm doing.
Say it with your chest. Go ahead, Kyle. Say it with your chest.
Here we go. Is that good?
Yeah, that camera angle is great for what you're about to say. Go ahead, say it, Kyle. Fine, you don't say. I say it. The Bengals are going to the freaking Super Bowl.
I was too.
Who they?
Who they? Who they, man?
Who they nation?
Do you realize that this Cincinnati Bengals football team won 6 games 2 years? In the last 2 years, the Cincinnati Bengals won 6 football games, 6.5 if you count the tie.
Wow.
Before this year, when they went 10-7 and kind of like, I don't want to say snuck into the playoffs, because if you recall, Thomas, my prediction for this upcoming season was that the Cincinnati Bengals would make the playoffs as a wild card seed. I also predicted we'd win more games than we did, so that was odd. But I still predicted we'd make it as a wild card seed and then win our first playoff game and then lose in the divisional round. I did not see Super Bowl coming. I did not see that. I don't know. You know who did see Super Bowl coming?
Who?
And this is insane. I just saw this while I was browsing for stories to talk about it on the podcast on Twitter. But Dan Orlovsky.
Ooh, I like Dan Orlovsky.
He was doing a show with Stephen A. Smith at the beginning of the year, and he mentioned something. I think it was like a scenario in which the Bengals could be going to the Super Bowl this year. I don't think he was saying the Bengals are dead. I think he was saying if this one thing happens, I think he was saying if the Steelers don't improve their defensive line or something. But point is, he said he did predict kind of more or less that the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl this year because Joe Burrow is already a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. And Stephen A. Smith, the fucking Steelers fan that he is, was just laughing and heckling him and being like, there's no way the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, man. I didn't if you had told me a year ago that the Bengals would be going to the Super Bowl, now, I'd probably laugh at you. I'd be like, yeah, the Bengals. Okay.
Well, I mean, how can you be surprised? I mean, honestly,
I've never seen my team do something it's different for you, Thomas, because you're on the outside and you're like, oh, I see these teams pop up from time to time, and I see interesting things happen, and I see when teams have some momentum and they're building and stuff like that. It's different when it's your own team and they've done nothing but hurt you for 31 years.
Dude, I'm a Browns fan.
No, I know, but you didn't say the Browns are going to the Super Bowl. That's my point.
Anyway, this whole season I've been big on the Bengals. Personally, I'm never gonna get credit. I'm never gonna get credit for how much credit I gave the Bengals. I just go back and watch the podcast since the summertime. I've been I think these Bengals are gonna be pretty damn good. I think that they look good. Zach Taylor showed a lot of promise, and Go back and watch the podcast. I said it. I've been saying. I'm like, yeah, the Bengals pretty damn good. I don't get no credit for that.
Well, what you do get credit for is last year we put out a clip video of I think it was like the 24th Battle of Ohio podcast or something like that. I forget exactly.
And I said LeBron James,
which one it was, but yeah, you said Joe Burrow is the LeBron James of Cincinnati, and I made a little clip video of it because I was just like, oh well, that's provocative and might get some views and stuff like that. And I actually did it that video for the time that we put it out actually didn't do too badly. But it's interesting to have that clip now. And by the way, it's a very like rough clip. Like we were definitely not very good at talking and stuff back then. Like you were all right. I was very stilted in the way that I was talking, and me being like kind of like the main host of the podcast, I wasn't really keeping a very good flow during the episode. You were talking pretty good, but it's just remarkable to go back and look at a clip like that and be like, holy crap, man. Thomas was right. Joe Burrow really is, because I mean that's the thing. Like I mean, if we don't win the Super Bowl, he's still the LeBron James of Cincinnati, because LeBron James didn't win that first final either.
I love how you said that. Yeah, holy cow, Thomas was right. Ooh.
Damn. Oh my God.
By the way, I can't wait to watch these old clips like 2 years from now and think like, man, like Thomas is sitting there combing his damn hair while Kyle's going on a Super Bowl tangent. Look how far we have come. I can't wait to see our little what's it called? The outline? Is it called outline? No, not the outline. What's the thing called? The overlay. I should know that. I edited enough videos to know what an overlay is. But I can't wait to see what our overlay looks like in 2 years.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll probably update it like before each season or something like that. But like,
yeah, I mean it's not bad now. But I just can't wait.
Yeah, the old overlay was really weird. Like I don't have it up anymore because the other guys on ATB's like StreamYard like deleted our old brand, so I had to start a new one, and I didn't have the I do have the old overlay on my computer, but it was trash, dude. I literally put it together in like 10 seconds. I didn't know anything about like Photoshop or anything like that, and I still don't know much about Photoshop, but I learned how to like blend and kind of like put things and like center things and stuff like that. And I didn't know anything about that when I made that first overlay.
By the way, you know what I loved about our podcast over the other ATB network. Love you, ATB networks. Love all the people who work for ATB. Love all the podcasts on ATB. Y'all great. But you know what makes ours the greatest is that we're called the Battle of Ohio podcast, not ATV Bengals or ATB.
Well, the reason for that is because like all of those podcasts were started by people who were already like going through the ATB network. We started the Battle of Ohio podcast on our own long before I had ever even like talked with anybody who writes with ATB. Like we had nothing to do with ATB originally. We just hopped on because I got a writing job with them.
Yeah, we got Netflixed.
Yeah, kind of. We got I mean sort of we still control, we still retain like all the creative control, like everything we do is still it's the same podcast we used to put out. It's just with it looks better than it used to, and we don't have to use Zoom.
I do. Look, by the way, ATB been treating me great. I've been getting invites to all kinds of podcasts. It has been great. They've been tons of followers, tons of friends I made who are also part of the ATV network. Shout out to all of you all who started following me on Twitter. Shout out to all the ATVs who asked me to come on their podcast. Love it. Down to come on any ATV podcast anytime. Anybody will watch this. Love the ATV network. I really do. Like, you guys have been treating us well. I can't complain.
Yeah, for sure. Been a big fan of that. They let me and this is going to sound really weird, but one of my lifelong dreams from like a sports writing perspective when I was a kid was I always wanted to do a power rankings column, and ATB has given me the opportunity to do a power rankings column. So that's just cool as fucking hell to me.
There you go.
Oh my god, the dude, like Thomas, like this game for the Bengals was just insane, man. Like, you remember when the Patriots were down in the Super Bowl 28-3?
Uh-huh.
Well, the Bengals were down to the Chiefs 21-3.
And they came all the way back and beat the mofos. By the
They
way,
came all the way back, dude. Like,
but by the way, I mean, like, I hear a lot of people talk about drop my phone. That's what I get for, combing my hair. And then anyway, I might have to edit that out. But anyway, going back to topic. By the way, all the people out there is saying, "Oh, Patrick Mahomes, he had a bad game. Oh, Patrick Mahomes, what happened to you? And your crazy fiance pouring alcohol in 20-degree weather on fans. What happened to you, Patrick Mahomes? You know what happened to Patrick Mahomes? The Bengals defense happened to Patrick Mahomes. And they stopped him.
That's the thing. Like, I think people don't realize. First of all, I want to point out that what the Bengals just did on Sunday is proof that we don't need to change no damn overtime rules. You just need to learn to play some fucking defense, for real.
No, we need to change the overtime rules.
We do not need to change the overtime rules. Play some damn defense. We do not need, we do not need, playoff games and shit going on for, double, triple, quadruple overtime or whatever, just because, neither defense can stop the other team.
That's true.
I think there needs to be a sudden death element to it because, this is football. There'd be one thing if it was, if they do that in baseball, which they do,
or hockey. They can always do like an overtime, and then the sudden death could be like the kickers.
Well, yeah, but I think the idea that you can just finish it quickly rather than having to go through a whole overtime period. It just seemed like I know it's not fun leaving it to maybe you could replace the coin toss with a kicker competition or something like that. You could have the kickers line up for a couple field goals and whoever have them line up for 3 field goals and they're all from 50 plus yards and whoever makes the most field goals gets the ball first or something like that. Maybe you can take the random chance element out of it. But this whole idea that both teams need to have a chance on offense, it's play some damn defense. Y'all forget the defense exists. And that's the thing. I know the game is so skewed towards offense these days, but you can still play good defense. You might not be able to play just stuffing them and giving them no yards. And it's probably pretty unrealistic to expect to do something like that. But you can you can be a ball hawk. You can create turnovers. You can do a lot of new school defensive techniques that can get your offense the ball back. It's quite possible. Not every NFL game is 50-50 at the end of the game. In fact, on that note, the highest scoring game of all time. Well, actually, I want to say the second or third highest scoring. So the second or third highest scoring game of all time is still, Thomas, a game between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns from 2004, which was 51-45. I believe the Rams and the Chiefs, when they played a couple years back, they broke that record. But outside of that, the highest scoring game of all time was the Bengals and Browns back in 2004. So it's not like defense doesn't exist. It's just, defense is a lot less effective than it used to be. But defense can still defense still regularly makes plays and makes stops. So it's quit whining. Honestly, quit whining.
I think people should start whining about Patrick Mahomes playing bad and about Joe Burrow. By the way, Joe Burrow, can we talk about Joe Burrow?
No, Thomas, I refuse to talk about Joe Burrow. Why would we ever talk about Joe Burrow? Yeah, talk about Joe Burrow.
Okay, so first of all, I'm not gonna say this is that guy. He's becoming everything that we thought he would become. You talk about a kid that have ice in his veins. He's talking about a kid that's not afraid of big moment. He's talking about a kid that just went into Kansas City and just beat him. What got me about Joe Burrow is just the small stuff, the little short passes that he throw into Joe Mixon, or just making the right decisions, just being perfect. and just being cool and calm, being so confident, and being just ready for the moment. Like you can't look at that guy and think you're gonna lose the game. You just can't look at him and think you're gonna lose the game. And he deserves all the love that he's getting. All the ladies in Ohio are going crazy over him. They should. So congratulations to you, Joe Burrow. You deserve it. Shout out to you. You're the player. You're the underrated player of the year.
Well, right. I mean, that's the thing. And Joe Burrow, by the way, is not super underrated. But I have said it before on this podcast. However good you think Joe Burrow is, he's better than that. Because, Thomas, I'm here to tell you right now, Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the NFL.
Well, I mean, he's gonna prove that to everybody when he smoked the Rams next week.
Well, I mean, it's not Matthew Stafford. I mean, even if we lose to the Rams, if Joe Burrow has a bad game, we can revisit this conversation. But even if we lose, but if Joe Burrow has a good game, I wouldn't say Matthew Stafford's a better quarterback than Joe Burrow. The Rams might be a better team than the Bengals.
But who would you realistically put over Joe Burrow though? Because I'm not gonna put the only quarterback I put over him is Patrick Mahomes, but Joe Burrow just beat Patrick Mahomes twice.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Twice late in the season.
Joe Burrow is a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes because Joe Burrow can do everything Patrick Mahomes can do, and Joe Burrow has the mental side down more than Patrick Mahomes has it.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes gets into these funks where he gets into this habit of playing hero ball, and he stops kind of reading defenses, and he kind of just starts trying to make magic happen. Joe Burrow can do all that stuff, but he hardly ever chooses to, and he only does choose to when he absolutely has to, because he knows that preparation and knowing what's going on in front of him and all that shit is going to be what's going to win him football games. And he doesn't get cocky like Patrick Mahomes gets cocky. I mean, Joe Burrow's got some cockiness to him that that kind of cockiness that helps you realize you're great and reach your potential and stuff like that. But he doesn't have that kind of cockiness where he forgets that he still needs to do everything that he needs to do to succeed. Whereas Patrick Mahomes, I think Patrick Mahomes kind of lets the I think Patrick Mahomes lets the hype get to his head a little bit too much. Kind of like Aaron Rodgers.
Because people hype up Patrick Mahomes because he's the NFL's pretty boy.
But it's funny. Well, Joe Burrow's about to be there, but
Joe Burrow freaking smacked Patrick Mahomes right in his mouth. How that Ohio boy coming right at you? They ain't ready for that Ohio. They ain't ready for that Ohio boy. They ain't ready for that Ohio boy at all.
Well, I will say, interestingly enough, Joe Burrow is essentially from southeastern Ohio, right?
Mm.
But he was born in Iowa, and his family is from Iowa. So
he was raised in Northeast Ohio winter. Where is Patrick Mahomes from?
Well, after a little while, but I mean, his dad was, a coach in Nebraska, I believe, and I mean, his whole family's Nebraska people. So technically, if Joe Burrow had kind of come into being a fan of an NFL team the same way I came into being a fan of the NFL team, which was basically because my dad was such a big fan of this team. If Joe Burrow had done the same, Joe Burrow, I imagine, probably would have ended up like a Kansas City Chiefs fan, which is very ironic because he just kicked their ass.
But here's the thing, though, is that he was still raised. He's still at the high school in those Cleveland winners, not Cleveland winners, Ohio winners. You know how cold it is out here. They don't get that cold. They don't get that cold in Texas. Patrick Mahomes, you don't get the struggle. You don't know what it's like to be poor in the cold. Do you know what it's like to be poor in the cold, Patrick Mahomes? Do you?
Oh yeah, he is from Texas. For some reason, I thought he was from he was from Wisconsin or something.
No, he a Texas boy.
Well, I mean, I know he went to school in Texas, but I thought he was originally from Wisconsin.
But you know, all this proof is that Ohio athletes beat Texas athletes.
Well, that's true.
Suck it, Texas. Freaking soft, marshmallow, warm. Oh yeah, we got big facilities. Oh. But we play indoors, even though it's 7 degrees and sunny outside. We're gonna play indoors because it's Texas. I'll put this soft marshmallow. Like, I tell that to any person from Texas in their face. You soft, Texas. I don't care if y'all freaking independent and y'all can do whatever the heck y'all want. Y'all are soft. Everybody in Texas is soft. Every single one of y'all. Soft ass state.
Damn, dude. They got some good ass barbecue though.
Yeah, but they got some soft ass barbecue. You be eating that barbecue like it's good, but it's made by some soft ass people.
Well, okay, I was about to say soft barbecue is actually what you want out of barbecue. So,
well, yeah, but of course they're good at soft barbecue, soft ass state, Texas. Even Odell Beckham kicked that ball in the end zone. That's the funniest thing I ever seen in my life.